bring you some real life stories. Yeah, she's going to bring you some real life stories with real people, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, and this is true. I mean, this is a life changing system with real people and real stories, and you'll find out how to have real solutions to this system that is so, really, I mean, I'm not even going to say the name, but anyway, it's not fair, put it like that. So we're going to show you how natural product can begin to start reversing some things in the body and allow your body to really start healing itself. So let me get out of the way and present to some and introduce to others Miss Barbara Fireball.
Should drop below 100 by tomorrow in Phoenix. Thank you, Ginger. Talking a little sports now. The New York Liberty time.
You know what? Barbara can go ahead and unmute herself, but I had to mute everybody.
Oh, okay. Okay,
so she should be able to. She should be able to unmute herself.
All right, Miss Fireball, are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and I can see you.
All right. Can y'all hear me out there? Y'all hear my song in the background? Tina Turner, you simply the best. I tell you, we got to get this party started. Listen, you all, we got to get the X39 out to our community, to our loved ones, to our family and friends. I'm going to turn that music off in 1 second. It just gets me going. They don't call me fire starter for nothing. Wherever I go, I start a fire. And not only do I start the fire, but I put them out. So I'm just here to tell you, thank you so much, Erica and Derwin, for inviting me on this morning. I am truly blessed to be here, to be able to share this opportunity with this X39 patch. As you guys can see, I have it on right now, and I'm kind of waving it here on the camera so you all can see it, what this X39 is doing for me and for friends that are on here this morning that came to join in to tell you the testimony. Listen, this is not a myth. This is it's a fact. It is really real what is happening in our community with our friends and loved ones. Well, my name is Barbara. That's right. And they call me Fire Starter. And I'm telling you this, I had an opportunity to use this X39 patch, in which I was so glad that my cousin, he introduced me to this patch. And at first I was apprehensive. I thought it was something else. I was in some kind of network marketing stuff. I didn't want to be bothered with it. But when I saw a gentleman by the name of Mr. King, there was a video that was out there, and he talked about things that was going on in his body. He had diabetes. He had carpal tunnel. He had pulmonary arterial hypertension, congested heart failure. He has so many things that I knew people that could relate to what he had. So it was something for me. I needed to get this patch in my hand. So I told him, listen, I called my cousin, reached out to him. I said, get this patch to me right away. Get it to me right away, because I want to use it on someone. I want to see if it does exactly what it says it does, because if it did, I told them I'm going to run with this. I'm going to help as many people as I can to have the same opportunity that I have. Now, the first person that I shared this patch with, I'm going to get to me, but I want to use the first person that I brought this patch to. And the reason it was important to me to share this patch with somebody that I knew, one of my loved ones, is because I knew her. And I knew that this person, she would be honest with me. She wouldn't just say, be making up some, oh yeah, I feel better, I feel good, because she'll tell you how long she was suffering and pretty much in silence. And she's my niece, Ariel, are you on? Can you hear me? I know she's on because she texts me that she's on. You got to take your phone off of mute. Ariel. Okay.
Barbara, the only thing I would say to her is that if she's on and she cannot unmute, then she may have to jump back off and then jump back on, and
I'm
then
on,
make
Auntie.
sure.
I had to
Okay,
take
you
the
good.
clip
on?
off. Yeah, jump
Excellent.
back on.
Okay, you on. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I want you to tell all of these wonderful, amazing people, those that may be on here for the first time that have not had an opportunity to be patched yet. I want you to explain to the people that are here what happened when I came to your home that specific day.
Um, what happened? You presented me the patches because I was in pain. I had got I had a work injury. I had torn my meniscus and my ACL, so I had to get surgery. The first surgery didn't go well, so I had to get another surgery. And I was just in so much pain after my second surgery. So my auntie came over with the patch and was like, I got something for you. I got these patches, these should help you. And she told me to put them on wherever it hurts at. So I had put them on my left knee, because that's where I had the surgery at. And like immediately, I felt my leg felt so good. I was able to stretch it out. I was able to walk on it because previously I couldn't even walk on my knee after the surgery. It was just in so much pain. It hindered me from working. I couldn't even work. I was out of work for 2 years from this injury. And when she brought me the patches, I put them on and I felt an instant relief. And I could not believe it. Me walking, limping for months. And she gave me this patch and I put it on my knee and I just could not believe how fast it worked. So I was able to go back to work off these patches. It is a life changer, especially if you're going through chronic knee pain, arthritis, and it really does work. It works. It was a blessing to me. So I really thank my auntie for giving me these patches because I thought I'm only 35 years old. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to walk straight again, but I can because of these patches. And that is my testimony.
Wow. Wow. So you were off work. I want the people to hear this one more time. You were off work for about 2 years. You couldn't work
Yes.
because of your injury, because
Yes.
of the pain that you were feeling. And within 5 minutes of you applying that patch, listen up, people, 5 minutes of you applying the patch, your pain was gone.
Gone. I was able to stretch my legs. I was able to sleep at night because I wasn't even able to sleep because I was in so much pain. And I did not like taking the pain medications that they gave me. So it was at a point where when I slept at night, I couldn't even like bend my leg. So when I had the patches on my leg this one particular night, I just had my legs up on purpose to see was I gonna be in pain. And I just was like laying down, legs was able to bend, stretch that whole 11 hours with that patch on my leg. I just couldn't believe it.
Wow. Wow. Well, thank you, Ariel. Thank you so much for sharing your testimony. Listen up, people. We have come into some technology that is simply incredible. You heard her with her own mouth telling you that she was in pain for 2.5 years. She couldn't work. And when she applied this patch, listen, we are having results like this, guys. This is really working. And so I'm telling you, you are in the right place at the right time for the right reason. So buckle up because we got more testimonies coming to share with you. And then I'll tell you the second person I introduced this patch to. Veronica, are you on? Veronica, you have to take your phone off of mute. If you're speaking, we're not able to hear you. Okay, I think they are having issues coming. If you can just dial back in, Veronica, if it's a
Okay, can
problem.
you hear me?
Okay, there you go.
Can
I
you
don't know. Yes, listen, they don't want to listen. This is that he don't want these testimonies coming forth. But we're gonna get these testimonies out about this
That's
expert
right. That's right.
that is gonna shift your life, change your life, gonna give you some relief, and you're gonna be glad that you was a part of this today. So go ahead. Veronica happens to be my oldest sister. And until I figured out these patches work for my family members, I know what others were saying, but I had to put it on somebody that I knew personally that they were having issues. And so with Veronica, she's going to tell you her story and how the patch was introduced to her. So go ahead, Veronica.
Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. So I'm excited because I'm letting you know these patches are awesome. I had a stroke. I was bleeding from the brain, and I couldn't feel my left side. I was numb. So one day my sister, she brought these patches to me and told me, telling me all about it. And I was like, yeah, I was like, okay, I don't know. I said, I'm skeptical. You just telling me that this patch is going to do something for me. And I just had a stroke. I said, no. I said, I said, I don't think so. But I said, but I'll try it. And I said, if it does good for me, then I'm gonna run with it. And she was, I had left and went to Florida, back to Florida, and she sent me the patches in the mail. So by this time, I had met Darwin King, and him and my sister was on the call, and he was talking to me about it. I said I was sold. I didn't get a chance to even wear the patches like I wanted to. I was already sold. And so anyway, I did put the patch on, like she said, and I had put this patch on and I went to sleep on it though. Then I woke up the next day and I said, let me see if I can feel my leg or my foot. So I stepped down and I put my foot on the floor. I said, oh, okay. I feel it a little bit. Then I said, okay, let me see if I can walk. Then I started walking. I was walking so good that I didn't realize I was walking good. My grandbaby walked up to me and said, Grandma, she said, you walking? I said, am I? She said, yeah. Now, actually, I said, oh, I wasn't even paying any attention of it. I said, okay, I am walking. And so I started praising God, jumping up around and dancing. I sent up my family members a video to let them see what was happening with me. So I was blessed, okay, because my brain, how they say you have a balanced brain, your brain becomes balanced. And so I felt my brain becoming more balanced, more focused, and I was just great. And I was, I'm just telling my testimony. It's just too, I could continue on and on and on. But I was blessed. Thank God for my sister and bringing those patches. Those patches do work when you consistently, and I say work do one day and then not another day, consistently put these patches on, and it worked for you too. So that's my testimony.
Wow, 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 wow. Veronica, I tell you, I get excited every time I hear these testimonies coming out of my family members and what it has done for them. This is why I cease not to share this with not only my family, but my friends and everyone else that comes in contact with me. You don't even have to be related to me. I'm going to share this patch with you because we are seeing these incredible results and it is happening. And listen, it's going to happen with or without you. And that your decision is if you're going to come in and become part of this, because X39 is going to change the course of this world. And that's what I believe, because I have never seen anything where people say I was hurting and now I feel better. I had a stroke. I was dancing. I told my sister when she said that she was dancing and jumping up and down, I got like doubting Thomas. I said, I got to see it to believe. I say, send me a video. She sent the video and she was jumping up and down on this video. So we were super, super excited for what X39 was doing for her. So I'm going to go on to my next testimony. Veronica, thank you all so much for coming on, sharing these most powerful testimony, because listen, someone else you're listening in here on here right now. You have family and friends that have some of the same conditions that you are going to hear some of these testimonies. And it's our responsibility and it's our duty to get these patches to them so that we can help them out. It's not just about us. It's about us helping others. So again, I want to know is Reverend Al, are you on?
Reverend Al.
Oh, this is my big brother right here. Listen, you see how to mess around. I got all the family involved. You see this. And so I want my brother to go ahead and tell you all what these patches are doing for him.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. As Barb said, I'm Reverend Al. I'm also a vet of the U.S. Army, 30 plus years of Army service. And one, let me just thank God for Barbara, because without her, I would have never seen these patches. And then if I just go upstairs a little bit more, to thank God for my cousin Raymond Wells out of Michigan. And of course, we can't say enough about David Smith and Stephen Gina Merritt and the work they've done to help us get to this point. So Barbara actually introduced me to the X39 patch. Raymond tried to do it first. That's our cousin. And I rebuked him. I said, no, Raymond, I don't want to hear this, bro. No, I don't want to hear it. It's another business you're in. And so then he called Barbara. And I guess a few weeks later, Barbara called me about it. And so I'm hearing the same thing, like, Barbara, I'm not interested in this. But Barbara then gets into the research of the X39 patch. And she ended up, as she said earlier, getting a hold of the Mr. King video on the X39 patch, and a gentleman just as sincere and forward and intelligent about explaining every single issue he had. I mean, geez, I'm not that good at keeping up with everything I got going on. But when I saw that video, it was a game changer, because I connected immediately with Mr. King with a number of the issues he was having in his body. You talk about neuropathy pain, torn rotator cuff, carpal tunnel, back pain. It was just, you name it, he had it. And I related to everything that he was talking about. So I started, and it was introduced back in September. I got in the business, and those patches sat around because I didn't see the video until later on in the year. But the patches sat around. I didn't do anything with them, but when I saw that video, I'm like, I'm all in. Get me them patches. And so the patches came, I think it got about 2 or 3 days when I was living out there in Denver, Colorado. And as soon as I started wearing the patch, folks, I'm a one-day wonder. I started experiencing things in my body that I hadn't seen before, didn't feel before, hadn't felt before. It was just absolutely phenomenal. Are you kidding me? This just happened in 24 hours. I'm recognizing a difference in my body. So the adage that 4,000 genes in your body begin to reset in the first few days, that was me. Of course, Barbara just talked about, my sister talked about the brain becoming balanced in 6 weeks. And then you think about your collagen production increasing in 3 months. And then after that, your heart reversing in age. I've been on these patches for at least 6 months now. So I know my heart is reversed in age. I know my biological clock is a lot younger than my chronological clock. So I'm just so grateful to have been one of those that have experienced the use of this patch. Listen, I bear witness to the truth to what my niece said earlier and what my sister Jess said. I bore witness. I was there when my niece walked out of the room, and she said, Auntie, I feel no pain. Now, we knew her pain. It was excruciating pain that she had. And I certainly knew what happened with my sister, because she laid in a sick bed on her back with one side of her body limp and the other side barely moving. And when I saw that video from my sister, I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I mean, she recovered so fast. She was jumping up and down, running around. Like, what the heck? This patch can't be doing all of it. But it was the patch. It was nothing else. And then finally, I'll tell you, listen, I was certainly looking for something that would keep me off of more pharmaceutical drugs. I mean, I got more pharmaceutical drugs than a pharmacy. And I was like, Lord, I just don't want to deal with no more drugs. And when this neuropathy pain started hitting me hard, man, this patch, it was a godsend. You know, you hear oftentimes on our calls, Steve and Gina talking about they prayed for something like this, others saying they prayed for something like this. Folks, this has been in our prayers. Lord, make a way. By your grace, Lord, I'm healed. By faith in Jesus' name. It just, all of that started rushing forward. And this was it. Oh my God, it neutralized my neuropathy pain. I can raise this arm. I can raise it, and geez, I can go above that without pain for the first time. And it's just like, oh my God, Lord, thank you that you made your face shine on me, and that my sister did the homework. She was astute enough to do the homework and get a hold of that video. And that video has been life-changing for not just me. And you heard my family members, friends. I got a number of veterans that are on my team. So it's just been phenomenal for everybody that wears it. So I just encourage you out there, if you're a new prospect, you're listening in for the first time, listen, just have an open mind, and the Lord will do the rest. You wear that patch, I tell you, if you're wearing it, it's working. So give the patch an opportunity. I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, give that patch an opportunity. And I'm telling you, you'll never be the same again. Thank you for having me, Erica and Duran. Thanks for having us on the line today. It's been my pleasure to talk to you, X39 World, and I hope to see you at the event that's going down in Dallas next week. If you don't have your ticket, I'm asking you to get your ticket. I want to see you, particularly those that are prospects. Get ready to be patched and to patch your friends, and let's make a difference for a whole lot of folks that are looking forward to hearing something about this X39 patch so we can do the same thing for them as it's done for us. God bless you. Thank you, Barbara.
Oh, wow. Boy, I'm telling you, that was incredible. Thank you, Reverend Al, for that testimony. Listen, you all, it just gets better. It gets better and it gets better. And I always say, it's up to you. That's who it's up to. It's up to you to get people patched. You can't be afraid to say, listen, you want to try this. Have them try the patch. You're going to get the same testimonies as you're getting. I don't just talk to my family members. I got a lot of my bosses. I got my bosses involved in this. And so many others. And so it's because I saw what the patch did, and I said, I'm going to run. I'm going to be at the top of this company. I'm telling you all this. We are, because we have made a commitment in this family to work together. And we are so grateful to have leaders like Erica and Darwin to be part of this team, Steve and Gina Merritt. This is a team. It's incredible. The patch is working. Now, I know I have some more folks on here, so I'm going to try to make it quick because we want to hold you all here too long. We know you guys probably have other things, but you got to hear about what this X39 patch is doing and how it's changing the lives of others. And just like it's doing it for us, it can do it for you and your family. Your family should be as important to you as my family is to me. So I'm going to ask Kim, are you on the call? I know she called me on my phone. Kim, are you on? I don't want to miss any of you all to have an opportunity. What about you, Janine? Are you on? Because if not, they're probably on here, guys, and I don't know what's going on with them able to get through or not, but they have the same link. So, but I'm going to go ahead and I see Raymond, you on.
I'm trying to get on. I can't.
Oh, there you go. There's Kim. Hi, Kim. This is my cousin Kim. This is the skeptical person right here, you all. You all got those in your family that be like, oh, here she go again. Okay, so Kim, I'm going to let you go ahead, Kim. Tell these good people here your testimony of what happened with you when you experienced using a patch.
Okay, let me try. I'm still trying to get this video on my phone. But where you want me to start, Barbara?
Just like when I first told you about the patch, or how you probably didn't want to hear it or something like that, and then you went to tell me when you were at the doctor's office and so forth.
Yeah. Excuse me, everyone. I'm still in my pajamas. The holiday. But let me see where I began. I was having like pains in my left boob. I kept having this burning sensation. I kept trying to figure out what was going on. So I think I ended up scheduling a mammogram because it was like, it just kept burning, just a whole burning sensation. So I went and did it. They gave me an ultrasound. They gave me like 3 to 3D. And then it didn't come back the next day. It didn't come back the next week. And me and the doctor were concerned, like, what's going on? Why isn't it? So she wanted me to go to Advocate. You know, this was rushed. They wanted me to go get a copy of my last one. So I went, I did all that work, got that, because they were still waiting on them to get it. Brought it to them, and she's like, okay, we got to get you in for an emergency. I'm like, you got to get me in. Like, oh God, what is going on? So I got anointed oil here. I was, doing everything. I was just like, okay, I'm not going to panic. If it is, it's God's will, blah, blah, blah. I just kept preparing myself. The mammogram scheduled date was a long time. I think I did it in May. I had to wait to September. So I went September 6th or something, I forgot whatever it was. And I'm there, and they're like, okay, we're going to do another one. We're going to do a 3-day. So right before I went there, I think 2 weeks before that, I started wearing a patch. It was laying around. And so I saw 2 of them. I know, Al, you had given me probably those 2 right there. So I was like, let me just go ahead and try it. Just 2 weeks prior to the mammogram. So I wore it one day, and, I didn't really realize anything, or, then the next week, I didn't feel anything, but I thought that was because my mammogram appointment was coming up. And I'm like, okay, it's coming up. I'm probably just psyching myself out. I get there, I do the test, and she's doing it. And as she's scanning and everything, she's like, okay, I'm gonna bring the doctor back in here. I never get the doctor to come in right after a mammogram or anything. I'm like, what? A doctor? Oh God, they saw something. I'm waiting and I'm praying. I'm like, okay, God, I'm gonna remain calm. It's your will, whatever. She comes back in like after 5 long minutes, the longest minutes ever. She comes back. She says, "Oh, doctor saw it. You're good." I'm like, "I'm good." I was like, "Wait a minute. What happened?" She said, "Well, we thought we saw something." So she showed me on the screen from the old mammogram. It looked like there was something there. She said maybe it was just this dead skin or tissue. And then she showed me the new one. And I took pictures of it because I was like, what? She's like, you're good. Well, we're going to recommend you come back now every year, but you're good. Oh, I was like thanking God. I was like, oh my God, because I wasn't going to get worried. But I took pictures because I was just trying to determine like, what happened? Giving God praise first because I know it was him. But I was like, did the patch? I was still skeptical. Did the patch have something to do with it? And I was like, I don't know. But I kept looking at the pictures. So when I was telling Barbara this story, no more burning sensation, no nothing. I went through a whole summer of my left boob just burning, just burning. And the patches were there and I never took them. And I waited like maybe 2 weeks prior. So I was like, did it have something to do with it? And I have not had any burning sensation since. So, I mean, like I said, hey, I'm giving God the glory. But if
That's
the
right.
jump started the stem, then I got to give him credit for that. So that's where I am with that. And I end up telling her, I didn't even tell you, Barbara, because I didn't even let you know what's going on because I'm still a skeptic. I'm like, but but I gotta admit, I haven't had any more pains. Nothing.
Wow. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Kim. Wow. We sure appreciate that. And of course, Kim, she said one key thing here. We know that God is doing all the work. He just
Mhm.
happens to allow us to use this patch, and this patch is going in, reactivating your stem cells, elevating and regenerating your stem cells. So thank you for
Mhm.
your testimony, Kim, for coming on. I appreciate you for taking the time out to do this. I think I have one more testimony. I'm not sure if he's on, but I'll call his name out. Kim, you can turn your camera off. You
I
look
am.
good. You look beautiful. By the way. So, but anyhow, Jackson, are you on? Okay. All right. Since Jackson is not on, and I know that Raymond was the one that introduced this to me, as I told you all earlier. Now, I'm just grateful to David Smith for someone that would take the time to put into all this time into stem cell to talk about regenerate, elevating, and activating our own stem cell. Because I always believe that God created the body to what? Heal itself. So when he came out with something like this, I just thought it was just an amazing thing. Because I've heard of all these different researches that they are doing on certain things that you all know that people get, but we have not heard of a cure yet. And I'm not saying that this is a cure for anything, but what I'm saying is people's life is changing after they use this X39 pack. I'll tell you something about me. I had my first experience was when I had high blood pressure. I don't know. I'm sure some of you all are out there familiar with high blood pressure. My blood pressure just seemed to be extreme. It was 180 over something. It was just so high. And I didn't know why, because I'm not an overweight person. And maybe I may eat some things, but I don't eat very crazy. So I started using the patches for myself to see if it can help to regulate my blood pressure. And so I had went to the doctor that time to find out how high my blood pressure was. And guess what? All they do is want to take the medication up. It wasn't nothing. I said, well, do you have any other alternative besides the blood pressure medication? And of course, what she said was no. So these patches, what they came in handy for me. So I started using them for about a couple of months. I had another doctor's appointment to go into. And the doctor, of course, she did my blood pressure. And she said to me, your blood. And so this is what I did, guys. Let me tell you this. Because when you have blood pressure issues, right? Sometimes you don't go pick up your medication. You leave it at the pharmacy. right? So I hadn't been to go get my blood pressure medication. So before she could look to say that I haven't gotten my blood, I said, guess what? I haven't been taking my blood pressure medication, so it's going to be high. I just threw that out there. I don't want to hear her chastising me and all of that kind of stuff. So guess what happened? So she did my blood pressure. I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be extreme high. She said, oh, your blood pressure is like 122 over 80. I said, what you say, Willis? I almost thought like how, remember little Arnold, what you say? I could not believe it. You couldn't stop me from using these X39 patches here. When she said that, I started calling everybody in my family, telling them about what this was doing for me. I had another issue. I was having pains in both of my cheeks. And it was just pain that wouldn't go away. So I applied my patches there. Guess what? The next morning, the pain was gone and it has not returned. So if people are telling you, everybody can't just be making up these stories. It is more, this community is much bigger than this. And so when you get on our Zoom calls, in which we have tonight, we have a Zoom call 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Get on that call tonight. I'm going to tell you why. Because you're going to hear other folks testifying, talking about the same thing that we're talking about. David Smith, LifeWave, these incredible patches. You'll hear Steve and Gina name thrown out there. You'll hear a lot of stuff. And like my brother said, we're having a convention that's coming up. Here's the thing, people. Be consistent. Don't say that, oh, I tried it that one time and it doesn't work. But how long have you been on that medication? Think about this for a second. How long have you been using medication, right? You've been keep on, and a doctor tell you you're going to use it for the rest of your life. And guess what? You go back and get the medication, right? So if you got to use this X39 patch for the rest of your life, and there's no medication in this, there's non-transdermal, non-invasive, nothing going in your skin, nothing going into your body. All this doing is helping your body rejuvenate its own self. And so with this patch, I have had back problems, and I'll tell you that. I wear my patch faithfully. As you can see, I'm not ashamed to wear it. And I'll give you guys this nugget here. And you can take this with you. I wear it purposely so people can ask me, what's that, right? Because if you don't wear your own product and you don't showcase what you got, people are not going to know. They're relying on you to come to them with this X39 patch. Because if you don't tell somebody about it in your family, guess what? The best friend is going to tell them. And you're going to say, I'm in that business. Why did you join with her? Because you know why? You never told them about it. So that's not going to be our story here on this group, group of guys that are here and ladies that have come with us to join in with us at this Zoom event. I so much appreciate Erica and Derwin for inviting me. You see why I got the fire, right? I got to make sure that everybody that becomes part of this team, they got to have the fire. See, it's not just about me. It's about all of us working together as a team to get to the top in this company. So when we go to these conventions, they're going to see you, they're going to see me. And so again, Mr. King, thank you again. I'll give it back to you all for having us come on. And so many other folks on here, you all waiting to testify, but we can't get to them all. We'll get to them another time. And again, thank you for giving us some of your precious time today. Back to you, Mr. King.
Wow, wow, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Miss Fireball yourself. I'm telling you, boy, I told you she was going to bring the fire. I mean, we really can't wait till next week. I mean, these are real stories, real situations, and real solutions, folks. I mean, imagine we have technology now that you can wear and change somebody's life. Okay, 4,000 genes is going to start resetting in the body. Your heart's reversing in age. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard it. I mean, she went and I think it looked like she went and put patches on her whole entire family. Some people are not even talking to their next door neighbor. She's sitting there and patching out. She started on the inside first. And now it has spread it around the world. I mean, she have patched so many people, have changed so many people's lives. And ladies and gentlemen, she have even patched her boss. What? So this right here is changing lives. This is going to make history. This is history in the making, folks. Okay. So those of you that's on this call right now, you really gotta, you really have to join us next week on this next call. We want to get on getting ready to happen this afternoon at 8 o'clock. I know this call is going to actually be recorded. So if you're watching it for the first time, get with the person that actually put you on this call, gave you this video, and say, hey, I need to experience that. I know somebody with blood pressure issues. I know somebody with diabetes. I know somebody with neuropathy. I know somebody with high blood pressure. I know somebody with anxiety. I know somebody with depression. I know somebody in pain. I know somebody that need this patch. And you have the opportunity to patch them up. So that being said, I think our time has.
I'm here, Derwin. I just wanna let you know. All right. Wow, Derwin. Thank you so much for inviting Miss Barbara and for exposing her to this incredible technology, guys. Lives are being changed, and we see not only just lives, but families are being changed. And it's nothing greater when you can help your family to live their best life. Because, I mean, if you're out of work for 2 years, come on now, and then you start wearing this patch and you back at work, that means financial breakthroughs. Okay. That means that she's able to, do things that she wasn't able to do before. And so I'm excited again about just having the opportunity to get this information out, and just the fact that how it's helped my family. My mom, her arthritis is gone. My son, his hip pain is gone. My daughter's cramp pain is gone. I don't know about you guys, but that means less work for mama. Less work for mama. And, we're so many of us are caregivers on this line. We have parents. I know I talked to Derwin. He says he has his mom and his dad wearing the patches, and, and so his wife and everybody in his family, his daughter. I mean, it's just wonderful. It's such a blessing. And so thank you so much for bringing on this power-packed testimonials on this call, Miss Barbara. We love you, girl. You're going to do this more often now. You already know. You are going to do. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I think I can go on vacation now. I don't even have to get on this call anymore. I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
tell you, you were right, Eric. I didn't mention my daughter. She'll get me because she's not here. She had cramps for ladies, like what Erica said. Her daughter experienced that. My daughter too. It's like almost she can't go to work. How bad it gets. She wore that patch, and she goes, "I don't." She got up the morning, Mom, I don't have any cramps. Did that patch do this? So, guys, it really works, and you probably know someone too. Like, you could share that information with them as well.
Wow. Well, thank you everyone for being on the call today. And I just, again, thank you, Mr. Derwin. Thank you, Barbara. And guys, we'll see you next Monday. Absolutely. Same time, same bat channel.
Oh, this is
Derwin
Team, and this is Erica McQueen, and this is what? The Patch Cast.
Come on.
Make sure you're on the next week. It's going to be power packed. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We're going to have new stories, new life-changing, experiences, live testimonies. So you don't want to miss. I mean, this line should be packed next week. So we can't wait to see you.
Exactly.
In the same channel, same place.
All right. Thank you all. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.